do it. Vill du ha en penna? Hey, good morning everyone. Svensson, Jordi, you're new. And Incognite Art. Good morning. How's it going? I hope everything is fine. And Andy Nolan. Wonderful. Glad to see familiar faces. Pode ser aqui, ó. Hey, Dennis. That's great, Jordi. I like 2 screens. I have that myself. And my son is sitting in. I think he also wants to draw a 30-minute challenge. So that you have 3 monitors. Now you're just trying to prove something. You feel bad about something. Hey, Christian Benson. I'm fine. How are you? Glad to see you here. And greetings, Kilrath Soldier. You're starting to become a regular here. How wonderful. Sunset, yeah. That's great, Kilrath, that you're also doing a warm-up. I think it's a fun exercise. Now this kind of leaning to some sort of soldier, obviously. But currently I'm struggling with it. I can't find a good balance. But I have hopes that I will find it. I will keep searching. And in Olin, those are a beach in Latvia. The place is called Jurmala. Really beautiful place. We all went there. Kids loved it. Mom and dad loved it, as in me and my wife. That was cool. It's a great place. Great place to have a mini vacation on. Ögoslita. That's good, Jordy. Glad that it makes sense. Ögoslita, sa jag.
Men hur då kan du se det?
Men
Ja, på sidan.
så. Yeah, this is I think a sword. It's not gonna be a chicken knife, no. Kristen, I didn't really study anatomy like from anyone in particular. I knew at the time, like when I started learning anatomy, a lot of people kind of ventured into Loomis and Hogarth and so on. I looked into Loomis. I didn't like the way he drew anatomy. For me, it was so alien from my own kind of mental picture. I looked at Hogarth a bit, but it didn't stick. So I kind of started doing my own way of learning anatomy. I took a small workshop with Glenn Vilpo in Sweden many years ago, which helped me a lot. He has a very similar way of thinking, but at that point I had already started learning anatomy. But my anatomy is not like the best one out there, definitely not. Mine's flawed. I need to do a lot of brushing up of it, like do proper proportion studies and stuff. I haven't done it in ages, and I can feel that it's lacking a bit. I need to practice that. But that's just going to be not by any specific book or school of anatomy, just me studying more correct proportions trying things out. I found that that's the best way for me to learn, to engage my mind in that sense, rather than having someone tell me. That might not be the best solution, but that's my solution. But when it comes to anatomy, I recommend find a teacher that fits your way of thinking, be it Loomis or Hogarth or Bridgman or Jordan. Yeah, of course it is. But the more you are aware of your flaws, right, the more you are able to deal with it. But for me, I've always enjoyed teaching anatomy myself. I came up with this kind of triangle system, and I showed it to one of like a really good anatomy teacher called Michael Mentler, and he said, "Oh, that's already there. It's already invented, more or less." And he showed it to me. I was like, "Oh shit!" I thought I was the first one, but obviously not. But it still was fun to explore. It's not going as I would have liked. There's a lot of repainting, but it's getting there. And my boy is sitting here next to me, also doing a drawing, but on paper. Good boy. That's great, Jordan. Not great that you might not learn anything, but it's a good reference. Mhm.
Betyder det som slutar 11:30? Ungefär.
11:40 ungefär slutar jag.
Eller 39.
Ungefär något sånt. Du kan gå och leka om du vill. Du behöver inte sitta här.
Ska jag göra det? Åh, titta på ritar.
Mm. Hej då, Hugo. "11 minutes left." I'd say I'm pretty okay point for 11 minutes left. Not exactly where I would like to be, but I think it's pretty decent. Even though there's lots of repaints all the time, I feel that it's not too bad. Maybe a metal meatball guy. Yeah, exactly, Kilrathian. Kilrathi soldier. There's always going to be mismanagement and it's just a matter of trying to limit it and work efficient. But it's tricky sometimes when you just can't nail the shape. You know, you have to redo until you feel that it's something that like it's something that you can use, right? Yeah, I know why. I know why. It's the fact that I just couldn't see the shape correctly. You know, I was searching. You know, as these are just randomness, I was searching for a specific shape in my head that I couldn't nail on the canvas. Hence, it just became a lot of searching until I knew where to take it, and now I kind of know better where to take it. So that's, you know, the image will move forward. But the problem is when you can't find that, right? And the pose has been an issue, like the anatomy, or the exaggerated anatomy or design. But you know, this gets easier and easier the more I'm taking it forward, right? But it's easily happened that you just redo, especially when you don't have a sketch, you know. But it's not the end of the world. But it might not just be a good end result for a stream, you know. Obviously, I'd like a good result for you guys to look at, or good enough, you know. But I'm not worried about that. I'm just focused on sketching something, you know. That's the whole purpose of it. Not really to impress anyone. But it's fun to, of course, to get a good end result. Ja, lek inte med telefonen bara. Ja, titta inte. So, Jordi, you do a lot of repaint, indecisiveness. There was this, there's this technique me and a guy kind of played with a long time ago, many years ago. There was this artist called himself Mind Candyman. I don't know if he's active anymore. Probably is to some degree. I don't remember his actual name. But I think he's a very traditional artist now. But we came up with a practice where, let's say you did a photo study, but you had to limit the study into brush strokes. So you only had, like, let's say 30 brush strokes to copy a painting. And it became really, really challenging. Because you had to like look at the painting, you had to figure out the angle of the brush, the color, you know, what's the process that you're going to have to take in order to get the end result you're looking for. And it became this really interesting pre-chess game. where you just had to paint the painting beforehand in your head so that you knew what you're gonna do next. You know, and it was a really fun way of doing studies, and it helped a lot with confidence, and teaching yourself like your own process and how you're thinking and where you are not thinking. A lot of digital painting is just mayhem. You know, you just move your hand without really thinking about what you're doing. So that process was a good reminder. You know, like think and let a lot of brush marks lie. But I know I'm not the best one when it comes to that. I go over too much, way too much. And that's something I've been focusing on lately. In conjunction with these, is just to kind of be more suggestive and let things be as they are. You know, there's always this tendency to define everything, and I don't think it's personally the right thing to do all the time, and especially when it comes to illustration. But I'm way too much production art damaged, so that's what I'm kind of trying to battle by doing these warm-ups as well, is to kind of loosen up and be more suggestive. I watched the final of Game of Thrones. Don't spoil it for anyone who hasn't, but god damn, that was one good final. Me and my wife watched it yesterday night. Completely shocked. There's now 2 episodes that left both me and my wife just completely gobsmacked and sitting there with open mouths and just going, what? What? Amazing. After designing the painting, I'm redesigning during painting. That sounds complicated. But for paintings, you know, sketches are great for sketches. You gotta be aware of where that line goes. You know, if you're gonna start painting something, you have to have, you know, a proper sketched out properly. I think it's easy to not do that. But yeah, Game of Thrones was a really cool TV show. Now we have to wait a year or something. But I'm hoping Vikings will kick up again soon. But I'm assuming that's a long wait as well. Has anyone watched Vikings TV show? Vikings is so cool. I really like Vikings. It's a cool TV show. Alright, time's up. This is what it ended up looking like. Not exactly what I wanted, but good enough. Alright, everyone. Thanks for coming. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for the support. I updated, by the way, the YouTube archive, so it should be up to date, except yesterday's, which is gonna come up on Friday. Alright. Thanks everyone for coming. Bye bye. Bye guys and girls, of course. Bye.